Warriors Unite! Back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2 and the 1% Club. How are we doing, my friends? It is Wednesday evening. We're back with another episode of Vigor Warriors 2, the 1% Club. Hope you guys are doing well. Hope you guys are continuing to conquest yourselves first and things around you, because you're under God's rule and purposes and you're following His purpose for your life, which is really important. So continue doing that, Warriors, and we'll continue topic by topic here. Let's go through some shout-outs real fast. John Jennings, thank you, my friend. Herman Melville, as usual, thank you. Jesus Loves and Saves, thank you. True Image, Tobe Corleone, thank you. YF4453, Moon Safari, Darey Fairy, thank you. The Low Fi Pimp, thank you. Robbie, Dr. Vaughn's Life Investing, Open Source HvdIV, HvdIV 4, thank you. And Lookin Pink Rabbit. So thank you guys for your comments, and I appreciate those. And so at 1 minute and 15 seconds, let us try to talk about this topic. This is from Darkless, I believe the name is, and thank you, Darkless. The idea, guys, is that we're talking about that other people may not be able to handle your energy. So let's kind of talk about that topic a little bit here. And they may actually, in fact, giggle. They may not be able to handle it. So I want to kind of talk about this, Warriors, so you guys can see the reaction people have. The key thing here is to be able to observe people. Now, why is that important? Now, I talk about this in my communication classes, especially. Most people are very self-absorbed, Warriors. They're not thinking about what other people look like and how they're reacting. They're thinking about themselves nonstop, 99% of the day. Maybe they'll think of somebody else a little bit. So most people are very self-absorbed. So they're not really noticing other people's behaviors. And why is that important? Well, we're working with people every day in some capacity, whether it's relationships we have at home, whether it's relationships we have in the business world, whatever it might be. So because we're working with people all the time, we have to be able to learn how to communicate with people, and we have to be able to kind of read people and understand what people are communicating to us, consciously, subconsciously, verbally, non-verbally. 93% of communication is non-verbal. It's what people are saying, not directly, but it's really more indirect or subconscious or nonverbal in how they're reacting to you. So how does this get to our semen retention we're talking about? How does this get to our plan, our purpose? Well, in most cases, you're going to get attraction to you, and you'll see it by behavior, not so much people saying. A lot of women, for instance, guys, they're not going to come up to you necessarily and say that you're a good-looking man, you're attractive. They may not even know why they're reacting, but you can see it. The benefits of reaction is how people react to you. People will smile at you. People will not be able to handle your energy level. And this goes back for actually an idea that talks about the fact that as you're in your process, in your situation, you are going to be someone who is going to be highly attractive. You're going to be somebody who is going to be powerful. And your power sometimes intimidates people. Sometimes the power is so strong, it intimidates people. And so you're going to have women, for instance, and I've seen this all the time, they can't handle being that close to you. Now, it's not an offense to you. It's not like an insult. They just can't handle themselves around you. So what they may do is they'll be attracted and they'll be there, but they'll back away at times, or they'll giggle at times, or they won't be able to deal with the amount of energy they feel. And it's because they're sensing you, they're feeling you, and they're reacting because they want that energy. Now, this is subconscious, but they want that energy. They're feeling strong because you're strong. and you're giving off a tremendous amount of energy that they want. They want that energy, and so they're going to go ahead and kind of be around you. Now, they can't handle it necessarily, and I see this all the time. Men will smile at you. They'll be appreciative. I mean, they don't react the same way, of course, but women, they will not be able to handle that power you have. And that's important to know, because warriors, if you know that, you're realizing the effect, the result that people have. And what they're doing is basically reacting to you and your power. And because of that, they're going to react in unusual ways. And that's why we say that we have to be in our focus, conquesting ourselves, because as a result of that, then we're able to kind of deal with these things, and we're not going to take things out of context. We're not going to just overreact. It's not that as important to us, but it's important that we can read people. And it's really important to kind of say, okay, what is this person? How are they reacting? What is something that I can tell? So obviously you can tell attraction by the way they're looking at you. Why the way your instincts will tell you this. Because you're not really invested in chasing women, you're not invested in trying to be desperate, anything like that, you can see things clearly being on retention. And now because you see things clearly, you can react to a person who obviously may have a crush on you, maybe they like you, maybe they want to be around you, and maybe they want a relationship with you. Now you have a better choice, and now you can think of, okay, what do I want to do in this situation? Now remember, all your situations depend on how you behave and your decision. And I'll say this, and this is something that, you know, warriors keep in mind, that you can have all the money in the world, you can have all the success in the world. We see this all the time. But it doesn't mean you have character. And character is a key component in my world, in my success, in my life, and my idea towards God and my Creator. Character, you have to build character. And character comes from making tough decisions, not because of money, not because of looks, not because of status, not because of power, but because down deep you know this is right. This is what God wants you to do. And a lot of times it means making a decision saying, no, you look attractive, but I do not want to sleep with you. Okay? No, I don't want a relationship. I might be married. I may have a girlfriend. I don't want to have a relationship. I'm going to say no. That is obviously tough choices, especially for men, but you got to make them. Because in the long run, the consequence of having a little pleasure here and there is not going to make it better for you in the long run. It's going to make your life worse. We see this happen now. There's stories out there, as you guys know, about big, powerful people in wrestling organizations, for instance, who just abuse the power, right? And they probably released all the time. You don't know for sure, obviously, but the idea is you know that they were out of control. Anybody out of control like that and power, they're not rooted into self-control, or else they wouldn't be doing half this stuff anyway. And so because of that, the power got to their heads, and now no matter how successful money they made, their reputation is ruined, their life basically is ruined for the family and the kids, and now what do they have? What are their kids going to say when these things are happening, right? So when you look at this kind of stuff, you realize that it's important to follow your God, your Creator, to the point of understanding other people around you. But don't be surprised if people are going to be highly nervous around you. Don't be surprised if they can't handle your energy. They can't match your energy, because you are a powerful superhuman with this retention. Now, if you transmute it and you're able to cultivate it, I think I'm over 1,200 days. I have a count, but I don't really keep track of it in my mind unless I look at it and count them. But I'm over 1,200. Almost. I know from years is going to be almost, what is it? You're getting close to 3 years now. It's 3.5 years or something like that. 1,200 days. I guess it's 2.5 years, something like that. But the idea, guys, is when you're looking at this, you're realizing that it's not really about the days. It's more about the life you're living. And if you're living a life of self-control and you're making decisions, you're becoming powerful. You feel it. A lot of you guys report that all the time. You guys feel stronger every day. The more you do this, and then if you add this with working out and you're transmuting it, it's almost like a built-in kind of steroid that's a healthy steroid for you, and now you're using it to work out and become stronger. And that's why they say that you can't build muscle after 40, but you can tone your muscles. This is my case now, not you guys. A lot of you young guys should be building muscles at 20 and 30, and as you get older, the muscles will still be there, but you got to strengthen them and you got to tone them best you can, and you do that a lot with retention. That's why even more important as you get older, as you age, guys, to be able to use retention. But don't be surprised if other people struggle around you. That's why there is the answer to that, in my opinion, is basically to have empathy, to feel for those people, and to try to help communicate. Remember, the key is working with other people, communicating with other people, and being able to work with people. I don't care if they're nervous in front of you. Try to make them relaxed. Try to make them feel like, okay, this is okay, but let's kind of move past this so we can work on solving problems, whatever it might be in a business world and relationships, whatever you have. But you're gonna have a lot of this, and if you haven't done it for a while and now you start retaining, expect this to be a shock to people around you. That's what happened to me. It's a shock because people don't even recognize you anymore. And in my case, because I lost those 65 pounds, people don't recognize me at all. I went from 270 down to like 200 or whatever it might be at this point, 201, I don't even keep track. But what you're doing is you're changing people's perceptions of you. And they can't sometimes handle that, especially as you get older. Being 63 myself, it's a shock to a lot of people that I'm that old. Because you change how you are, and people sometimes can't handle that energy. Now, it's a good thing for you, but obviously you're going to have to do some work on trying to work with people, because in the long run, no matter how they react to you, you want to work with them to achieve the things you want to achieve, because you can't achieve your goals in 90% of the cases unless you do that. All right, my friends. Well, a good topic, a little different topic with this one, but I want to make sure that you understand that you're a very powerful young man and young woman if you're doing it as women, and you're going to get strength and you're going to be superhuman. But you also remember, people are going to struggle around you. They're going to be jealous sometimes, they're going to be upset sometimes, they're going to be nervous sometimes, but keep with your purpose, keep on your goals, and continue to grow as a great, in this case, human being that's a male, that's going to be a high value male. And always remember, guys, I'll leave you with two things. One, always remember, every day is a new day to a great warrior. And always remember, as we will continue next time, we'll try to do this on Sunday, we'll continue to look at, this is a continual battle against the evil one. And the evil one's going to continue to try to give you temptation. They'll throw women in front of you. They'll throw money in front of you. They'll throw all kinds of stuff in front of you. Drugs, all kinds of stuff. Always remember, character is the key. Character comes from inside of you, which is the Lord and your Creator inside of you. Character, reputation is the key. Don't ever lose that. Doesn't matter. All the money in the world will not be able to build that for you. You see that nowadays. People, they fall victim. They always say, if you don't stand for something, you fall for everything. And so you want to stand for something. And you want to continue to fight on against the evil one. And you know what I'm going to do. You want to continue to